Hi, welcome to the Now Seated podcast, the place where heartbreak feels good. I'm Paige.
I'm Christian, and this is the show where we talk about the stuff we're watching and whether you should be seated or not. Today we're going to be talking about two movies again, back to back.
Double feature.
Another double feature from us, yeah, because we did see both this weekend. We've got Scary Movie 6 and Masters of the Universe,
Yeah.
or just He-Man, if you want to call it He-Man, but Masters of the Universe as it's officially titled. Let's start off with Scary Movie 6, because I think that's the one that I think we both like the least. Yeah, we caught that one today. Pretty not packed theater, I would say.
Pretty not packed. There is like
It's probably like
three
18.
other people there. He-Man was packed, and I'm really glad I reserved seats early.
He-Man was packed this weekend. Not the crowd like we got at Backrooms last week, thankfully. Great energy, great movie, I think, overall. Like,
But we'll get to that one.
yeah, we'll get to
we
that
gotta we gotta
But anyways,
focus our energy on scary
we
movies.
gotta focus energy
As
on
we
shit
promised
talking.
the viewers.
Yeah,
what
right,
we're
right.
Starting with, stay focused.
So, Scary Movie 6.
The only thing scary about Scary Movie 6 is how unfunny it was.
Yeah, that's the scariest part about this movie.
Or
the
the
scary and
funniest.
scary movie is how unfunny it is. It's a return for the Wayland for the Wayans brothers to the
Yeah.
franchise because they apparently were
Not invited back for the third,
or
and
fourth
movie, which I
or
was not
fifth.
aware.
I guess.
And let's be honest, like they stopped being good after the second for me.
I'll give the third one. It's
It's okay,
The
but
third was
it
okay,
was not
like-
as good as 1 and 2.
I remember when the third one came out, and I mean, granted, I was still like 12, 10 around that time. So like, but I remember when the third one came out, and I laughed my ass off. I don't know if I watched the third one again,
If it would still be as
if it
funny.
would still hit, you know.
I mean, you can tell there was a total vibe shift in the third movie. It was no
Yeah.
longer the same as when the Wayans brothers were involved.
Yeah.
As a kid, I had no idea that was like the missing element, but since it was brought up to my attention in this movie,
Yeah, like once they pointed it out, like, they weren't involved
okay.
in it.
That was maybe one of the funnier parts of the movie is when they mentioned it about
The funniest things
3 or
in this
4
movie is when they were
times
trying.
that they were not invited back to 3 and 4,
It's when they kept.
so they had to bring their legacy to 6.
This is the most we're laughing at this movie since we came out this afternoon.
My laughter during the movie was more so because I was really just like shocked how unfunny it was. I was like, is this serious?
I understand that the nature of a spoof is to be silly. It's that absurdist humor, but like
It just didn't hit.
it forgot to be good. If
just
like
didn't hit.
it
Like-
didn't, none of this hit.
and I know
like,
they're like, oh, we're gonna go there, but none of the jokes went there.
nothing went there. Not a single
It
joke
just
went
sounded
there.
like an angry boomer wrote this script.
An angry older millennial.
Gen X.
An angry Gen X millennial
Yeah.
person wrote this. Like someone who got called Unk, and then they were like,
I'm not Unk.
I'm not Unk. And right, I'm not Unk, and then went ahead and wrote this movie.
Yeah.
That's what this comes off as. When I heard about this, the first thing that came up into my head was like, will they be able to pull it off? If only because like this is a movie that I feel like the franchise, the idea, the concept is something that like I think has passed its prime.
Yeah, we both mentioned that when we saw that it was coming out again.
Oh.
This is humor of another time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to hit the same as it did back then.
Yeah, and I think this movie proves that point.
Yeah.
Where I think it definitely just doesn't land. And like the people who were in our theater, I heard them laughing. I just respectfully, I don't know what they were laughing
Yeah,
at.
like we said, like my laughs were just I was like really shocked how unfunny it was, and otherwise I just wouldn't have laughed at
Yeah.
all. And he fell asleep.
Somewhere in the middle for like maybe like 10 minutes or something, maybe a few minutes.
Yeah.
I missed a few jokes that I kind of caught waking up. I guess that's another valid point to bring up. Like I fell asleep.
Yeah.
You know, like this movie did not keep me entertained to the point where I was like, oh my God, I gotta stay. Like, this is so funny. I gotta stay up. Like this movie did none of that. This movie
Yeah.
was not only was it unfunny, but I also worse, I found it kind of boring.
Yeah.
You know, like
And it was only an hour and 30 runtime, but it felt long.
It felt long. It felt long in the tooth.
Yeah.
And I committed 2 cents. It's a comedy movie that's not funny. And also it was painfully boring. Like I remember watching that last part with you, the whole like,
Yeah.
you know, we're in the house and we're redoing the Scream movie thing
With
again.
John Wick.
With John Wick involved, with the John Wick parody involved. And I just remember being like, this is a slog.
Yeah.
This is a slog to get through. Like I cannot wait to leave this theater.
It's interesting because I thought it started off interesting.
The only interesting
With
thing was Tiana
Tiana
Taylor. Yeah,
and what's it? Carmen Electra.
yeah. They managed to bring her back, which is crazy. Like,
And like that
She's been hiding.
that seemed funny. Like, oh, haha, like
yeah,
you know, she's here talking about like she can't be killed by a killer because, you know, she is
she's from Harlem. She's from New
Right.
York. Abs made of steel.
right, her abs have abs. That part was pretty like, oh, okay, maybe this might actually be good. And then it kind of just
I love
fell
her
flat
joke.
after that.
I love her joke in the beginning that was like, I know the people watching this movie like don't read or something, or like,
She
who,
know
like
I know who's watching a Wayne's Brothers movie.
you guys can't read. That was probably the only joke that I was just like, huh. Like, okay.
Yeah.
One big point we wanted to touch on was like the vehicle they use, right? Like the main story vehicle they use to like
Yeah.
tell the movie is essentially, not essentially, it is
Scream.
Scream. And
As if Scream doesn't have 7 movies. of
10
its
movies
own.
at this point. Like, yeah, it's like, dude,
Yeah.
like, when are we gonna get? First off, when are we gonna get rid of Scream? Like, I get it. It sells merch. It's a concept that has been treaded into the ground. Like, it is the horse that will not stop getting beat on, and it's
Past its prime. Like we're just overkilling it.
we're yeah, exactly. We're overdoing it, and even with Scary Movie, the first one is also
Scream.
a parody of Scream, and it's like, dude, you've already done this, and that's really what frustrates me more about it. It's
aside
like,
from Scream being like the carrier oil of this film, everything else just felt like slop. Like it was like, oh, we got to touch on this one, so let's just throw this
Right.
one in here.
Right.
It was like a TikTok or reels of
Yeah.
parodies, and I'm like,
like, say what you will about Scary Movie 3, but at the very least, Scary Movie 3 was able to have what's a movie called 8 Mile, was able to use 8 Mile, but then interject other comedy parody bits into that story successfully. Oh,
it's
look at we have a guest.
Time for a special guest.
Time for a special guest. You come back after years of not being on this franchise since like Scream 5 came out, or not Scream 5, Scary Movie 5, and you can do anything. You can do anything you want, and what you decide to do is yet again another Scream remake, and we just had Scream 7 a few months ago, a few weeks ago, whatever it was. I just quite honestly don't understand how this got greenlit, who approved that script.
I have to say, he is a person that's easily
Yes.
entertained, or like he has a
and this
very
was
easy
just-
sense of humor, and it just didn't hit for him.
I would agree. I think my sense of humor, for the most part, like I will find most
Yeah.
things funny, and this really just
Yeah.
didn't land for me on any level. Like,
A really big thing we keep coming back to is how they kind of just threw the substance in there. Like I don't even
well,
remember
all
like,
the jokes,
what
all
the
the jokes
scene was
really.
before or after, but it was just like, oh, here's the new
It was
cast
that
lady
reporter.
getting the
Yeah.
substance injected into her, and then the Epstein files comes out of her spine. Oh, we're gonna do something about the Epstein files.
There's
Bit of
like
it.
a surprise cameo in that substance joke too, and spoilers, who cares? One of the white chicks, that
Yeah.
comes out of her, like her substance person is like the one of the white chicks, and even that was completely unfunny. I just don't think the comedy here is for this time period.
It could have been if they maybe put some more care into it. Because last year we saw Naked Gun, which is like kind of like that same silly sense of humor.
Yeah.
I didn't walk out of the theater hating that. Like I thought that was I had a few laughs. I think we both had
We
a few
we had a
laughs.
lot of laughs, and I think
so
it had
I don't think it's totally lost. I just think that maybe it was not handled with care, or maybe they were censored too much, or
the whole censorship point in this movie to me is quite frustrating, if only because like they're quite literally lying to us. The whole shtick of the marketing, the whole gimmick of the marketing for this movie was, we're gonna cross every line, we're gonna push every boundary, no one is safe, we're gonna be making all these jokes. And the jokes they make were maybe funny in like 2008. You have Marlon Wayne's character who's like this pothead, but
Which
it's
just
not
could have
even
been
like
funny.
it's not even funny.
But
The
it
guy
could
has
have
like a,
been, like-
a weed symbol haircut. He's got a weed jacket, and he's like pulling out blunts everywhere. Like, again, if this was 2008, maybe that would still land. in this day and age, it's like, who, first off, who's not smoking weed? And secondly, that's not funny. It's not making me laugh. And I'm surprised that like no one who viewed this movie in pre-production or like editing was like, that's not funny. This isn't making me laugh. We should maybe rethink this. And they just put it out anyways. Because again, like his character wasn't funny. I didn't find Cindy's character funny. She was probably the worst one. Every time she came on screen, it was like fucking chalkboard to me. Like having to hear her do some comedy, because honestly, I didn't find her funny. And she typically is very funny in these movies, which is also a real shame for Anna Faris. Like, I think Anna Faris in the first 3 movies is fucking hilarious, dude. Especially in the third one. I love her.
Yeah.
Like in that third one, when she does like the whole ring thing, I think it's really funny. Regina Hall, I don't know why they turned her into like old black lady. I don't know what that was about, because like she's really not that old.
She's supposed to be the cool mom.
Right, but she's also being cool mom. I kind of wish I don't like her dress up for this movie. You know what's even worse for Regina Hall's character is that they never bother giving her different outfits in the movie. Like she only has that one wig, and every character she plays is like some stereotype black lady. You know, even in the Sinners scene, you know, the other Wayne's brother goes into the church to announce that he's not gay anymore. She's in the church pew with the same wig, and I'm just like, dude, like you couldn't do anything different with her. Like,
I honestly thought she was the best part of this movie.
I don't know.
If I had to choose the best part of this movie, like I thought it was her. I feel like she had.
It's not saying a lot.
She had the best delivery. You know, she still like kind of had that heart of the old Brenda from the first few movies.
Yeah.
Her character felt the most authentic out of all the characters. I guess I'm saying authentic for a
scary
comedy
movie. Yeah.
But maybe they, cheated her character out of good costume and whatever. But I think it was part of her storyline. She's the least person I want to criticize because I truly thought she was the best part of this movie.
I mean, but that's not saying much. Overall, like...
back to that Sinners scene, they really did our movie dirty. It's not even funny. Like, if you're going to be making gay jokes, like, make them funny. If you're gonna make a comedy movie, just make it funny. I don't know the problem.
It just speaks to like their taste for comedy. I think just isn't there. For the Sinners scene, right? The context there is that it's parroting the first scene of Sinners, where a guitar player goes back to the church to talk to his father, and like he's giving a sermon. But in this case, he comes back to like announce that he's not gay anymore to the priest. Starts off being like, "Come on now, come on, let God come into you," or like they said the word "come" at least like 20-30 times. Not funnier because you keep saying it, and it doesn't make it funnier because you're being like, come on in on us. Come on, let me come on you. You come on us. And they started twerking at the end. He started dancing, and it's like, I don't see where the comedy is supposed to be here. I don't know who told them that was funny, but it's not. And he's still making gay references. And then they just start dancing, and it's like, what was the joke here?
It was just like not funny. There's the other Sinner scene where the vampires are trying to enter the party.
Right.
And then they played Moving On Up, and then it's like, oh, they gentrified Moving On Up. Yeah. Also, just very cringe for me. We didn't even talk about the K-pop Demon Hunters.
That's probably the worst one.
It was so bad.
That was probably the worst. There's a scene in the movie where they reference Get Out, and Marlon Wayans is told, like that whole like sink, but instead of sinking, he actually like falls into the cushion of the chair he's on, and then he enters like this space. But then it turns into the CG K-pop Demon Hunter reference. Not only do they do a K-pop song, but then they take like the characters from K-pop and turn them into like hentai girls. Like he's in bed with them and they're naked, and it's like he's fighting them, and it's completely computer generated.
It's cartoon.
It's cartoon. It's probably AI. Honestly, the way it looked. So I don't know what the joke.
It was the worst. I just.
No, that part was honestly ridiculous.
I laughed at that part because I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah, like...
This is so awful.
All the jokes here, all the parodies here just seem either contrived or forced or not really relevant. They're seemingly just putting them in there because they want to reference some movie, right? And then they don't really do anything other than reference the movie, and there's something else. Like they don't elevate it, they don't do anything with it. At the very least, when you watch the old ones, when they included a joke, it was somehow relevant to the story they were doing, and it integrated well, and it made it funnier. But none of that was here. The Terrifier joke or parody felt flat. They didn't do anything different with the Terrifier intro or parody. right? They have the whole scene where from Terrifier 3 where the kids go to see Santa Claus and it's actually Terrifier and he's handing out body parts and it's in the trailer. One of the little girls picks up like a nutsack. And that's the joke. You see the joke in the trailer.
Girl goes, what the?
Yeah, and that's literally just the joke. And then that scene is over. And it's like, so you didn't do anything else?
This could have been so funny and you didn't do it.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is that's the actual scene from Terrifier 3 is actually funnier in that movie because then he ends up blowing up the kids in the Terrifier 3 movie, and that to me was hilarious.
This is ridiculous.
Don't blow up kids, but yeah, like it was funny. There's
easier ways to get him to laugh.
Right. And there's easier ways to get me to laugh. And the actual Terrifier 3 movie did it better than the spoof comedy that was spoofing Terrifier.
Yeah, Terrifier is actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's really just a snippet, and then that's it. Or because it was a memory. They did a lot of callbacks.
Yeah, they did a little callbacks, and that one happened to be a callback.
Like, the weapons with the 420 gummies.
Oh my god,
Oh my god. Like, Weapons was actually funnier.
Weapons was funnier
than this.
Weapons was actually funnier.
The kids were high, so that's why they're Naruto running, and it's just like,
they broke into my stash. Oh, I gave out your 420 gums, your 420 candies by accident to all the kids for Halloween, and that's what they're running on the street. Yet again, nothing to really elevate the spoof, really make it their own, nothing. Let's just put it in there because we want to spoof Weapons. Stupid. They did a spoof of Longlegs, which for me also fell completely flat because all they did was beat up on some black guy with cops. And it's like, if that's your idea of going there, I'm sorry, like that's not comedic talent. When they're doing like the third act and like the whole Scream thing where you find out who the killer is, and then they have you know, he's chasing you around the house. The older son character goes outside for whatever reason, and he's attacked by Ghostface. Ghostface comes out of a shed holding a whip and whips the older son of Regina Hall's character. And then the guy goes, "Oh, really? You're gonna whip me?" Ghostface goes, "Oh, yeah, you're right. That's really racially insensitive." And then the next shot is him tying up a noose on a tree to hang him. And the guy goes, "Really? You're gonna," and you know, being the joke here being that he's black, and everything he tries to kill him or whatever method he's gonna use to kill him is kind of racial in tone. Yeah. He's gonna either lynch him, whip him, or shoot him. And he's like,
and and it just kept getting like, I don't know.
And this is what they mean by we're gonna cross a line. We're gonna go there, and it's like only jokes for me that really cross the line here are when they try to be racist, and I don't think that's funny. You know, not for the sake of like not being racist. Like I think if you really wanted to go there, then truly make it funny, right? Because like, you know,
or truly go there.
Yeah, truly
call the Epstein files, like, you know.
Yeah, you pull out the Epstein files in a scene.
Go to Epstein Island.
Go to Epstein Island.
You went through the trouble to pull it out of her spine. Like, let's go to Epstein Island. Let's go to a Diddy party. Like,
which they mention. You know what they could have done for the Diddy party joke? Or the freak off, they could have just redone a Diddy party. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been so funny.
That would have been
with
hilarious.
All the baby oil.
They could have had closets full of baby oil, everyone dressed up in white. Yeah. Marlon Wayans could have pretended to be Diddy.
They could have been like, Ray, why do you have all this baby oil? Oh, you know, from, you know.
Yeah, anything.
Like,
anything. All they do is Regina Hall, names all of P. Diddy's aliases, and then they're like, yeah, she went to a Diddy party, and that's it.
She was the freakiest of them all. And it's like, oh, that would have been funny if you actually created a scene or something. If you really wanted to go there, like bring in these horrors that are actually going on in the world and make them funny. He wanted to stay for the end credits scene. I was ready to dart out of there. And it was the...
Oh, yeah. So I made us stay. I made us stay for an end credit scene just because I was like, I joked. What if there's an end credit scene? When I told this afternoon, I was like, what if there's an end credit scene? We don't know what it is. And sure enough...
will return for Avengers Doomsday.
Anna Faris will return.
See how easy it is to make him laugh? It's even funny.
They could have made that joke. It would have been hilarious. You know? But anyways.
Ghostface will return.
Ghostface will return for Avengers Doomsday, yeah. There is an end credit scene, if you were wondering. There is an end credit scene here, and it's a spoof on Nosferatu called Brosferatu, where Marlon Wayans plays Nosferatu.
Again, it was just terribly unfunny, and I just wish that I had went home.
Yeah, there is a place special in my heart for like the first three, because again, like when they came out and when I watched them, it was like, oh, this to me is like, well, I guess I didn't know what edgy
Silly.
comedy was, but it was silly, it was funny, it made me laugh. Maybe give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's just not funny. And unfortunately, I can't really recommend this to anyone to go see it. I guess you can close out on this.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what else to
not
mention.
seated. I wouldn't even stream it.
I also would not be seated for this. I also wouldn't recommend you stream this. I think also
Yeah.
this is really telling of like Paramount's creative decisions here.
Department,
This should not have been greenlit. At the very least, this should have been scrapped, retooled, something.
Anyone
worse.
going to sit for this is purely for the nostalgia. But I don't.
And I don't even think it hits on
a.
nostalgia either.
Not at all. Not
It
one
just
bit.
doesn't hit on nostalgia. And what's even crazier is the fact that the funniest, if there is a funniest part here of this movie, is at the end when they're doing the whole screen reenactment, like Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Henderson, I think, and they're just shit talking them about
But that went on
like
for too long.
that went on for too long,
went on
and it's
way
like
too long.
if the funniest part of your movie has to do with you talking about how you were not involved in the last installments of this franchise, that to me signals a problem with your comedy.
I hated the Kai Cenat part too.
Oh, that gave me a headache. Like that legitimately, I have never seen anything like that on film. And I honestly, that was atrocious. I don't know what's happening here.
Listen, I don't really like bashing things because I want everyone to have a chance and I want people to be in the movie theaters. But
Yeah, I couldn't recommend this in good faith.
Yeah, save your money for the next big movie.
Yeah. Save your money for something else. Go spend another 2 hours watching.
Or go watch He-Man.
Or go watch He-Man. Honestly, like
Which
if you want to watch
yeah.
something somewhat funny, and entertaining, fun, whatever, like go watch He-Man because this is not it. Like next movie.
Transition to Masters of the Universe.
Masters of the Universe. This is directed by Travis Knight, who, if I'm not mistaken, did Kubo and the Two Strings. I feel like he's done a Transformers movie too, starring who was it starring again? Oh, Nicholas Galzantine. I want to get that right.
That sounds right.
And Skeletor is Jared Leto, Camila Mendes as Warrior Goddess, I guess her name is, and Idris Elba plays
Warrior Goddess's father.
the father, yeah. I don't think we need to go into the synopsis of He-Man. It's a guy who finds a sword. He's from Eternia. The sword makes him into He-Man. Skeletor wants the sword.
So let's start with like my preconceived notions of going to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just always thought He-Man was kind of silly and like.
Did you ever watch He-Man as a kid? Or
I never watched He-Man as a kid, but my only knowledge of He-Man is like kind of like that meme where the four non-blondes are singing "Hey, what's going on?" Or he is singing "Hey, what's going on?" That's like my only concept of He-Man, and I was like, wow, this character looks so stupid.
I mean,
Who
it
would
is
watch
silly.
this?
It is silly. Like.
So like that was my idea before going into this movie. Like, oh, this is like stupid. I had fun. I thought it was a really fun movie. He played a very good He-Man. I just have to say, like, I really commend Hollywood, whoever, for not casting, the obvious choices in Hollywood right now. Like, I thought that was a great casting. The younger version of him and the adult version of him, that casting was so spot on. I have never in my life seen such a good like adult and child casting.
Yeah.
It was very believable that was him as a child.
I like his casting too. Then again, like I really don't have much reverence for He-Man in that way. Like
Our
one or two
review
episodes
of this might be a little skewed because it's not like something that hits home for us as a child.
Yeah,
There's no nostalgia for us.
I will say there were a lot of older people in our theater.
Yeah, like an older millennial, Gen X.
Yeah, and I think for them it was more like, oh, what's this gonna be? But
They're
I think
the ones that are gonna have more of a heartfelt review on this.
Right, or like some kind of feeling towards it. I will say the updates they've made to like bring it to like a modern audience for me pretty much works.
Yeah.
There are some things that for me do fall flat, but overall, like I didn't hate watching this movie.
No.
I had a lot of fun watching this movie.
If there's gonna be a sequel, like I'm looking forward to
I'll
it.
watch a sequel. Yeah. I don't think it's slop.
It had a storyline, had a beginning, middle, and end.
For me, I think there are some things that need to be reworked for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely like some, like I keep saying, like the sentimental scenes happen too often and lasted too long. For instance, when he's talking with Idris Elba, when He-Man is talking to Idris Elba's character
about their feelings
and the past, I was kind of like, wow, this is going on for a little bit too long now. I mentioned about how Idris Elba was really rough on, what was his name, Adam?
Yeah, during training. Not that we really see that,
but we never saw that. Like from the little bit that we did get of their relationship when he was a child, kind of stood up for him and like was like, no, he's gonna be good. Like I'm gonna make him into a great warrior. And the father is like, nah, I don't believe you. So like I thought the father was more hard on him than Idris Elba's character was, but in that conversation they were having, that was not the same story that I got from. There's another sentimental moment when like Adam and the warrior goddess are like getting close, and then she's like, no, we're just friends. Like that also went on a little too long for me. The final sentimental moment that I can think of is when he's reunited with his father.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were just too often sentimental moments, and they lasted a little bit too long for me.
I think that one with the dad though that you're mentioning was probably a little more on purpose, because we really didn't see the dad for the whole movie.
Right, and you know what, the father one was important. That was important for the story. The other moments went on too long that it also it took away from that moment. Like, you know, and I get it, like they really hit home that He-Man or Adam is a very sensitive guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we just didn't really need that many times to tell us that. If they took away sentimental moments and put more of those fighting scenes, maybe the movie wouldn't have felt as long.
Yeah. And
not that like I'm just like a brain dead person that needs fighting scenes. The fighting scenes in this movie were really good.
Yeah, they were surprisingly really good. And that's what I'm saying. Like if the director and Amazon wanted to come back and do another one, like I'd very happily watch. Make a tease at the end for She-Ra, you know, for hopefully a sequel. The issues I have with it, I think, are issues that can definitely be fixed. They can be reworked. They can be. You can go back to the drawing board and kind of say, oh, okay, we can fix this, that, and the other. And I think you can definitely do a better sequel. So and in that respect, I would totally watch another one again.
Yeah, there are just some things that need to be tightened up.
Yeah.
But saying to him now, it's like every time I see Amazon and MGM,
I'm worried
I'm going to be seated for a good movie. But like it also bothers me a little bit because I'm like, I am here seated for an unethical company's movie, but they're doing such a good job with movies this year.
Right, they've really
put out some great movies.
Yeah, it's a little counterintuitive.
Yeah,
because you're like, oh, it's Amazon,
Jeff
MGM,
Bezos,
like
evil.
Right, but then the movie's actually
putting out great movies.
It feels a little dirty being like, I like this movie.
I get the ick, but I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to be seated for something good.
I think the action here is really good. The plane scene, where they're flying and he like swings the flying thing. Again, there is corniness to the action. But I think that's just part of
it. Embraces the corniness.
I think that's what it is, and I think that's what some people are having a hard time with. Is like, I think people are forgetting how corny the original cartoon is. Not that we've seen much of it. I remember watching a couple episodes of it being like, this is very silly, and I think the movie tries to balance the corniness and seriousness of it all.
Yes.
Does it work sometimes? Yes. Does it maybe not work some other times? Yes. But I think in the action, I think it really comes through. The payoff
is there.
The payoff is there. Like, I really love the final fight between Skeletor and He-Man. It looked fucking sick. I don't have any other way of saying that, but like, it looked fucking sick. Skeletor swinging his goat skull staff thing looked really cool. He-Man with his sword and his effects looked really cool. Did some of the CGI need some work? Yes. Whatever.
What movie CGI is absolutely
perfect.
Like,
it takes time.
That's like such a detailed, specific thing. Like, I don't even care. Like,
it's not like you're gonna notice.
It looked beautiful.
It looked really good.
It really took the CGI there to the extreme to make the universe or Eternia look really cool.
99% of this movie looks fantastic. I think the CGI that like you might have a problem, or like you really have to be looking at it to be like, oh, that kind of looks weird. Otherwise, there's a lot of practical effects in here too. I don't know if we talked about that.
There's a lot of practical stuff.
A lot of practical effects here.
Like the what's his name?
Trapjaw.
Trapjaw's face
is practical.
Yeah,
for the most part,
I kept saying to him that Trapjaw looks like a reused version of
Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat movie that we just watched.
Oh, the Beast Man which is the first villain that chases after
Oh yeah, Beastman.
Adam and like Earth, looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
For a Beast character, I was like, oh, he looks really good. I thought he was gonna look. No, it looked. He's like the hair effects on him looked really good. Like all that looked really good.
Yeah.
I think the highlight here too, as far as like makeup and special effects, a combination of it all, is Skeletor. Skeletor looked fantastic.
Skeletor was an awesome character.
Yeah,
like,
I
think that this
stole the
might
show.
be Jared Leto's best character.
I just want to say for the record, I know that the internet has its thing about Jared Leto and him being kind of a creep, but me personally, I have never doubted that Jared Leto is a good actor.
Yeah,
I will still say he might not be the greatest
yeah.
actor, but he is a good actor. And I think finally there is a movie that people can finally shut the fuck up about and say, yes, Jared Leto is also a good actor.
Yeah,
because I am tired
I don't think we
of
ever
like,
said that he was a bad actor until the whole Joker thing.
yeah. It wasn't until Joker.
The PR for Joker really killed him for a lot of people.
As far as Skeletor goes, his look, his design.
Well, because the most important thing for Skeletor too is his speaking.
Because in the cartoon, he has that really weird, high pitched voice, and so the voice he chose for this, I think, works.
It was so
100%, like A plus. It totally works.
The voice acting was really good on his part.
And his demeanor as Skeletor. We watched a review today that was talking about like, oh, I don't know if he was like evil enough or funny. I think it's perfect. I don't need him to be completely like on let's say like a Joker evil villain kind of level.
No, because that was terrible.
Because that would be that just wouldn't fit the vibe of this movie. But I think he brings enough villainy to it.
Yeah,
you know, there's enough villainy to the character,
comedy to it as well,
and a slight comedic edge to it, where it's just like he's still kind of mustache twirling, and it really hits it out of the park. He is a standout in the movie. I
think that He-Man or Adam and Skeletor have very great chemistry,
and they have really good chemistry. Yeah, absolutely.
They made it very enticing to watch.
I loved his outfit. I really did. Skeletor, like I loved his whole. I love the skull, the goat skull staff. I love the eyes, the skull. Like, I was like, you know what? If I asked someone to bring Skeletor to life in a movie, that would be it. Yeah. You know, and I really think he stole the show. Really like, good. As far as his acting goes too, I think he did a fantastic job. That's great. Visually, the movie is pretty stunning. Yeah, I can't really complain.
Complaints about the way it looks. It's just some of the storytelling is a little bit went on for a little too long. But also, we were talking about the metal riffs because I'm hearing now
the music.
Yeah, that that He-Man is very based in music.
I mean,
like there's a lot of hair metal attached to He-Man.
Yeah. Well, it was part of that vibe.
Right. Yeah. The music really wasn't a standout for me. Like it wasn't bad, but it's not something I was like, oh my god, the music was so good.
Yeah, there's a lot of synths in the music here. I didn't necessarily hate the music, but I kind of wanted a little more
guitar riffs,
heavy guitar riffs is kind of what I was expecting from this, and it took a more synthy orchestral approach is what I would say. It works, I guess, but I there are some scenes, especially that Skeletor fight, where I kind of wish I was hearing like a straight heavy guitar riff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no, I get it.
Some crazy guitar riff playing, some crazy guitar solo.
I didn't really think about it until you mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, I guess could have used a little bit more.
Yeah.
Metal like guitar riffs.
It's it's whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know if they'll change up the music for the next movie or not, but I think for me that's kind of where I felt with the music. I was just like, eh. Some of the comedy for me doesn't land, but I think for the most part the comedy is pretty funny. You know, the things that are funny.
I thought it was funny. I can't think of one thing that I didn't think was unfunny.
Yeah, like.
Is there anything you can?
Not off the top of my head.
The HR stuff was so funny.
The HR stuff was funny.
His boss lady, like, yelling at him in HR voice. Like, I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, the HR stuff was really funny. Like, there's nothing off the top of my head that I can think of right now. I just remember, like, some of the comedy for me didn't really land. I think we have to rewatch the movie, but, like, I would say for the most part, for the most part, I was chuckling. I had a fun time. Yeah. I think I was in the bathroom. I think you were
like one of the only people laughing out loud in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a scene that really made me laugh. I forget what it was.
There were a few scenes that you're laughing out loud in the theater.
Yeah.
we were really hit over the head about how Idris Elba's character was just unreliable to his daughter.
I didn't
or in
like
his
that about
daughter's
that. I didn't
eyes.
like that about his story. Yeah, I
I guess
think
that's one of those things that like how I said the sentimental moments kept happening. Like that's another storyline that just kept happening. Him seemed super useless. Like she wouldn't let him fly the plane.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
wouldn't let him like gun down in the back. She wouldn't let him do anything really.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so that for me didn't quite work. I just kind of wished he had his redemptive moment a little sooner. And this is only based off what we saw in the movie. The movie does open with Idris Elba's characters having a huge fight scene.
Yeah,
He's training Adam,
the
and he's also
kids, but-
protecting him from Trapjaw. Clearly, he is capable. So I don't know why we spend so much of that
Beating him
sequence like
down.
shitting on him. Yeah,
Yeah.
just being like, "Oh, you can't fly. You can't." It's like I didn't really like that for his character. I really didn't like the actress who played Warrior Goddess, whatever her name is.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really mind.
Telia was her name. Talia, whatever her name was. Like
The actress's name?
No, the character's name.
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
No, the actress is Camila Mendez.
Yeah,
I don't know
Camila
what else she's been in.
I don't have complaints.
I could not
You
stand her, like-
really were the one that was not loving it, but
Yeah, she felt like a Cornell to me. Like
yeah, you said she felt stiff.
stiff and like even when she had
I
comedy.
think she's from like one of those TV shows.
I don't know,
One of those
like,
Netflix TV shows.
I kind of think she was a miscast, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and because I feel like because of the fact that character has so much screen time along with He-Man, and she has to kind of be. I don't know if I want to say comedic backing, but she kind of has to like contrast with him.
I really
you
didn't see them
know,
having much chemistry.
they didn't have chemistry for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think she was just there to be pretty.
It's really hard to be pretty when you're getting outmogged by He-Man and Skeletor.
That's what I'm saying, you know, and it's like I feel like you really needed to pull someone. If you're gonna do pretty and funny, then do that. But you can't just do pretty and then just stiff. I don't know how other people feel about it. For me, like anytime she came on screen and she was talking, I was like, oh, please stop. Like,
I didn't have that same reaction.
She was the last character I wanted to see get screen time, especially like by mid movie.
I guess I don't disagree either. Like again, like the chemistry wasn't there between the two characters.
Yeah.
I felt like, again, He-Man and Skeletor had more of a chemistry.
Yeah. I will say too, this movie does have some other faults. The tiger cat, Cringer, I think his name is.
I don't know.
The green tiger, completely wasted. Really, like
They ran out of budget.
They ran out of budget. Green Tiger shows up for the intro, and then towards the end, and that's
Cringer.
it. Yeah, and
I love the cat. The cat was so funny.
the cat was really funny. We ran out of budget, and we just don't have the budget to keep putting this green tiger in these shots. So put him here when he's really small, and then put him in the last 10 minutes of the movie, and that's it.
I'm really excited to see him in his armor, and I only got like 2 seconds of that.
Not even. I don't think we ever see him in his armor.
We do see him in his armor
At the very end.
At the very end.
Overall, like I think the movie did work. There are some comedic moments. I'm sorry, I don't have any off the top of my head, but there were some things I didn't find funny. There were some things I did find funny. Skeletor is the one that stole this movie. You know, he stole the show here.
I would say it was a good balance between Skeletor and He-Man. I think it was an appropriate balance between the two.
Yeah.
He-Man was great, Skeletor is great, and I think that's what it was supposed to be the whole time.
It's kind of a stroke of genius for Skeletor. Like I was genuinely surprised at how good Skeletor was. And
Montage. We
should mention the montage. We totally forgot the montage. I
want to go see the movie again just so I can see the montage.
Yeah, the montage where he like goes inside his brain and he's like out-mogging him.
Yeah, he's like going through all his like
life events and just out-mogging him, like the gym. Seeing Skeletor in like a Nike workout gear, hilarious. You know, out benching him. And everyone's crowding him in the gym as he's working out, and He-Man's just there, like, struggling to lift. Hilarious. The HR scene, and he's like, human resources. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean? Like, I love the idea that, you know, he wanted to, like, talk to him and in his, like, HR training, and Skeletor was like, no. Like, I'm not that kind of villain, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, The scene where He-Man's punching Skeletor at the end, and they just show him getting like rocked. That looks so good because they kind of like pause for a second, like they kind of freeze frame it as he's punching him. Looks super dope.
Yeah. No, again, the fight scenes were very good.
Do you feel like this movie needed to like go further into the camp?
I don't know. I'm happy with where it landed.
I feel like we should also mention that this movie is very homoerotic. Like it cannot escape that, and I don't know
How
if it
can it? I mean, look at the characters.
Yeah,
look at the
like,
casting. Like, look at He-Man.
It's not like they even attempt to like not be homoerotic.
No, it's very apparent that that's the goal there.
Yeah,
Like,
because like even the jokes they make are like, oh, I'm looking for the guy with the blonde
thick
tan.
thighs.
Yeah, thick thighs, big muscles, big sword.
Yeah.
You know, Skeletor makes some kind of reference to like his penis or something during their last fight. Skeletor's hot for
the whole
He-Man,
like, do you have my sword?
Do you have my sword? Right?
Scene.
That scene too where Skeletor is when he finally gets a sword and it's not working for him, so he keeps like lifting it up. That was really funny. Evil Lynn.
That's
Alison Brie.
That's the Trudy
from Mad Men.
You know what? Halfway through the movie, I was like, oh, it's Trudy from Mad Men.
Right. Look at that. Look who's in here. Like half expecting Pete Campbell to show up. Like I think she also did a really good job, you know, as far as like playing up Evil Lynn. I think for the most part, I think all the actors here really did it for me. Mechanic was hilarious, that whole Mechanic thing, and Fisto and Ram Man, like all really funny. Can this movie recover from its shortcomings here? I think most definitely it can. I don't think it's enough for me to not recommend. So I would say this is a seated. I would totally watch this.
For it.
We saw this in IMAX.
Yes.
We saw this in IMAX and it was really good. As far as again just the audio of it all, I think the music was the only audio thing where I felt like this needed for me a different kind of soundtrack. But otherwise, like it was a great experience to watch in IMAX. It looked great. Action was great. The set pieces were great as far as like the mountain that Skeletor was on, that big snake thing looked sick. Eternia looked pretty cool. Like, so yeah, like,
I also forgot to mention, like the way it opens is with the roommate watching The Notebook.
Yeah.
And like, I just thought that was so funny. Like this roommate's just chronically home watching rom-com. Yeah. I thought that was a really great touch.
I think the movie does try to address the idea of like toxic masculinity. And I think it doesn't necessarily do it all, like 100%, but it's funny.
In your face, but it's like,
it's there.
It's definitely tackling the men can be emotional.
Right, men can be emotional and should be in touch with their feelings. Because at the end of the day, that's really what Skeletor gets at He-Man about, right? In their final confrontation, when he's out mogging him, he's like, "You're not a man," blah 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 blah. But He-Man's like, "No, like I am a man," and
and that's something
just because I'm in touch with my feelings doesn't mean like I'm not. Anyway.
And that's something that He-Man's character has been battling his whole life, because even when he was a kid, he just wasn't the best fighter.
Right, he was more sensitive.
He was the runt of the litter. He was very sensitive, and as he got older, he was also a very sensitive person, very about emotions. He was HR, very about talking things through.
Yeah,
he can't battle, he can't fight, but then he gets the sword, and he's like.
Right, he's doing all this crazy shit.
He's insane with the sword. And it's like, oh, he can fight.
So yeah, this is definitely seated for me. I would recommend an IMAX if you can get this on IMAX.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an A-lister and you don't gotta pay extra, go see it on IMAX. But I think it does just well in a regular format too. Like,
for sure.
It's nothing crazy. It's not like we're watching, the Odyssey or what was the other, Mortal Kombat, which had really cool screen stretches. Yeah,
that too. I don't know if this was like filmed for IMAX or anything like that. I really don't. I'd have to go back and check.
So I'll check. You don't got to do an IMAX seating for this. Just go see it.
I don't think this is like a terrible watch. I don't think this is a slog fest to sit through. Like it's got all those beats. Again, does all the comedy work? Does everything about this movie work? Not necessarily, but what does work,
fun.
It's a fun movie. It works. You're gonna have a good time. You're not gonna come out of it being like, "Oh, I hated that. What a waste of my fucking day."
And also, I don't. Again, we don't have that emotional connection to it, so I don't know if this hits differently for the generation of people who grew up with this.
To be fair, and no disrespect here, but like, I think previous He-Man content for like older generations, like the Dolph Lundgren movie.
Oh, we forgot to mention he had a cameo.
He has a cameo in
and
this
his
movie.
cameo was great.
His cameo was really good.
He has one line to him.
Yeah, he has one line to him, and it wasn't over the head, and it was like a moment of inspiration for like, He-Man, for Adam. But from what I understand too, like that movie, and I put it on a few times myself here. It's not great. So I'd be very hard pressed for someone to tell me like, oh well, the original was better. It's like, was it though? Like compared to this one.
I mean, nostalgia, the 80s. Like,
yeah, exactly.
People have very strong connections to that time. So I'm not here to shit on that. So I totally get people are like, nah, it didn't hit for me. But me as a person that didn't grow up on He-Man,
yeah,
I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Yeah,
I'd go see it.
For sure.
And if you don't get a chance to make it to the theaters, I would stream it when it comes out.
That too. I would totally stream it at home when it comes out.
I would sit down and watch it. I wouldn't put it on as background noise.
Yeah, or background.
Like,
I want to circle back on the Jared Leto thing that you mentioned earlier with the Joker. The issue with him in Suicide Squad as the Joker is that David Ayer in that movie didn't give him direction as far as how he wanted Joker to be. I think David Ayer let Jared Leto come up with whatever version of Joker Jared Leto wanted to come up with, and then he never reined him in.
I mean, I also just feel like Jared Leto was following in the footsteps of Heath Ledger, and that's a really hard
It's a really tough act to follow. It's a really tough act to follow. And I think it kind of soured
Heath
him.
Ledger was very, into the method acting. Like, that was like the whole headliner, that Heath Ledger was method acting this. He locked himself in the hotel room for 2 weeks to go a little crazy. Jared Leto probably just wanted to like one up it, and it just was really, really, it went sour.
It went sour. Yeah. And it's unfortunate because then it really soured his image.
His image.
Because and it's unfortunate because like after that movie came out was Blade Runner 2049, and he played like the evil CEO in that, and I think he was really good in that.
Yeah.
I think he was pretty good in Tron Ares.
I thought he was great in Tron Ares.
Yeah, I think he was great in Tron Ares. So people being like, oh, he's box office poison. It's like clearly not, because he just did this movie, and Skeletor is quite literally anything anyone's talking about.
Yeah.
With this movie. So.
I just think you have to, like, when you pick Jared Leto up into a movie, you have to tell him shut the fuck up.
And that's what it is. You have to give him direction. I'm sure they gave him the freedom to come up with a voice, and then they worked on it. But I think with him, you need to come to him with what you want to do, because I don't think he's a bad actor. I think if you tell him, I want you to portray this character in such and such ways,
you just can't give him freedoms.
You can't give him too much freedoms.
Yeah.
Because then if you give him too much leeway, then he becomes the Joker in Suicide Squad, and that just didn't work.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get on my soapbox there.
Joker soapbox.
Yeah. I'm just glad we're finally getting some, not super respect, but some respect in this guy's name, because I'm just like, it's crazy to me because this is the same guy who did Requiem for a Dream, and people will not shut the fuck up about Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream is a great movie.
And he's the star of it. Yeah. So, funny enough, a movie that also has Marlon Wayans.
Who is also really
really good in Requiem for a Dream.
Wow, how our universes have
small world. That's our review. Anything else you want to add about?
Yeah, we have one movie seated, one movie not seated.
Yes.
Scary Movie was so bad that I reserved our seats for the Odyssey.
During the movie. Yeah, that was really funny when you told me. Like, I just we booked our seats, by the way. I was like, that's how bad this movie was. We had to book another movie during it.
Yeah, that was a first for me.
I'm sure there's more shit I want to talk about too about Scary Movie 6, but I just
you can always make a follow up.
Go watch Master of the Universe.
Yeah.
Honestly. Go watch Master of the Universe. Have a great time.
Go be seated, and then remember to stand occasionally.
Yeah. Otherwise, this is Now Seated. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, email us with your thoughts.
Yes. What's our email again?
now.seated.podcast@gmail.com.
You'll get it someday.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll also be linked down below. Yeah. So leave us your thoughts.
Yeah. Let us know if you watch these movies. Yeah. Be nice. Yeah. Be nice. Let us know for,
let's talk.
Let us know how you felt about these movies if you watched them. And yeah, let's keep
tell us what we should be seated for.
Yeah. And give us some movie recs. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. Now Seated.